But you're still watching Ways on July 1st, which is the 182nd day of the year, marks the second half of the year. A chance to step back, evaluate your year so far with your goals and objectives, to take action to get back on track if necessary. It's a great opportunity to do some hard thinking over your finances, your diet, your career, and other aspects of your life that you might want to improve on. Now, make this second half of the year count. You know, it's a celebration, apparently. Happy half day of the year.
It's good to celebrate.
I'm excited because July is my birth month.
Oh, where's your
21st of July is my birthday.
Oh, I have a cousin that is 21st of July.
Yay!
Yeah.
Is he cute?
She's a cute.
Okay. Moving on.
July is a good month, actually.
Yes, it is.
is.
I think amazing people were born in July. Yeah, I
like
think so
that.
because
Just adding that.
Baby.
Oh, yes.
but at least we know April babies are the queens, right?
Hey.
Oh, girl.
Okay, no, so
I'm
this
just
is
saying.
so this
But
is
yeah,
July. We're not competing with anyone.
You guys, you can't even compete with April. But I just said that you guys are amazing people because I have friends that July. I mean, I have Fola, one of a mentor friend, Mr. Moruf, we met him, is July as well.
Yeah.
She's now July. So yeah,
My son is actually July 3rd.
Oh, that's cute.
Look at that.
They're actually sweet people. I have a sister, July 10th, her own son. She went, even though she went into the labor room on the 10th, he said it's not sharing birthday with her. So he came July 11th. Then I have another sister, July 21st, sorry, 20th. Then I have, who else again? I think one more person, I can't remember now.
Oh, a cake will flow in your house.
It's a
Can I come
serious
and like
July birthdays are like, you know, they're lit.
Yeah, they're lit.
Totally.
So should we start with the broadcast journalist? What did you find for us in the news? Because your story is actually boom boom.
Okay, so we do know that it's been in the news for some time that this self-styled Yoruba activist, everyone calls him Sunday Igboho. His name is actually Sunday Adeyemo. He's been going around, you know, cities in the southwest, organizing rallies, you know, for a secessionist agenda. He wants to, you know, he's doing this whole Yoruba nation, Odua nation thing, and he's been planning a rally for Lagos in a few days' time. Anyway, so this morning, early hours around 2 a.m., his home in Ibadan was attacked, and 2 people were reportedly killed. There are unconfirmed reports that his wife was abducted, but, you know, that's somewhere out there in the news, but it's been confirmed that 2 people were killed in the attack. The pictures are all over social media. There were bullets, holes riddled around cars in his house. There were, you know, bloody marks on the floor.
Wow.
And there's been speculations that it's because, you know, he's, you know, some certain elements are trying to discourage him from having the you know, the proposed rally. The Lagos state government has come out to say, hey, we're not aware of any planned rally, and they are saying that whatever kind of secessionist rally will not be allowed in Lagos. The Commissioner of Police for Lagos, Hamid Odumosu, I think, has already said
Hakeem
Odumosu, he said that nothing like that is going to be allowed. Late sometime this evening, Sunday Igboho himself has come out to say he's pulling out,
he's backing out.
Of the rally. But interestingly, the Odua Nation, they also have another leader, Professor Akile. He's saying that regardless of any warning, he's going ahead with the protest, and he's urging people of like minds to join him. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I hope it doesn't end in tears. Yeah.
My darling, while she was talking, I was just listening. Broadcast journalist is talking. See the way she was just breaking
it down.
Breaking it down.
The thing is, have you ever believed in protests?
Yeah.
Have you ever believed in? Are you one of those people that believe that protests do make, I mean, any impact?
Yes, I believe in protest. I believe to a certain degree they make an impact. I believe that in a democratic setting, people have a right, you know, to protest. People have a right to express the displeasure over a thing. We've seen in several climes where protests have, you know, made a difference. Unfortunately, we're in this part of the world where there are so many factors to be considered. We're looking at security angles. We're also looking at, you know, the environment that we live in. We're also looking at
jobless, hungry people.
Yes, that protest can easily get hijacked, and before you know it, it becomes a security risk. Although, to be quite honest, even in so-called saner climes, protests have always been hijacked. If you look at the Black Lives Lives Matter protest.
Yeah.
At some point, people started coming from out of town. Remember Ferguson? People came from out of town. They started looting. They started doing all sorts of things. People who were not part of the original Black Lives Matter movement came in and, you know, hijacked the protest. So, and that's a Sena climb. Now here we are, where
in Sena climb.
So you can imagine what can happen if that was to be allowed. That being said, I still feel like to a certain degree there should never be a situation where government or security operatives would say you're not allowed to express your displeasure.
Human rights of that
exactly. That's stopping freedom of expression. What you should do is provide security for the protesters and say, hey, you're free to... I mean, there was a protest in the National Assembly yesterday, but it was led by politicians and big people. Nobody hijacked it, nobody harassed them. So why is it that ordinary people cannot protest?
Okay, let me come to you,
That's a
Elsie.
question for the masses.
That's all.
Okay, mine is all the way in Kano State. So the Kano government bans use of mannequins to display clothes. Says it violates Islamic provision and is responsible for immoral thoughts. The Kano State Hizbah board announced the developments today, Wednesday, stating that defaulters would be apprehended and prosecuted. However, the statement noted that the ban excludes headless mannequins. The board also said it has partitioned Kano into 5 segments for monitoring and implementation of the ban across the state. So, I know how it makes me feel, but it's not something that I can say on air. I don't understand how this works, but like we were saying before we came on air, it's religion and they have their rules. Now the question really is, how exactly are we surviving in a country that has got 2 different constitutions?
You know, the thing about religion, because I've lived in the north, right? There's so many things that you would think maybe civilization and all of that has, you know, but that's not the case in the way they live. And because it's so sensitive a topic, right? You don't even understand what angle to take it from. So when I listened to their arguments, they talked about idolatry. That some of these things, you know, they don't believe in those kind of things because it seems like people would idolize those things. So that's part of the reason. You know, I'm sure that's why they are insisting on the headless ones.
Have you seen anybody idolizing mannequins?
You know, see, let me tell you, funny thing. You remember when they erected Fela's statue at Allen Roundabout? What did they do? They took off the head. The reason they took off the head because they believed that people were going to go there and begin to worship you know, that symbol. So that was why it was headless.
I
so
don't understood why, but
yes, that was why.
Even if I can understand that angle with Fela, we're talking about mannequins, for goodness sakes. in a business environment, and we know what they are selling, why they are displaying it on the mannequins. So I don't understand it, but I'm not fighting it really because it's not my place.
You want to add something?
yeah, because I don't understand it either, but I feel that either way we should try and be respectful of these things. And you know, when it comes to religion, it's a very sensitive, very sensitive topic, and I feel that the headless one doesn't make any sense to me though. Like it doesn't. You're still doing the same thing.
Well, outside of
I think
go
that
ahead.
I think that yes, while I understand, I agree with you that sometimes when it comes to religion we respect, you know, but then where is the respect when a certain religion chooses to make rules for everybody in a secular state or in a secular country? So this is where the constitutional crisis comes in. Because Nigeria is supposedly a secular country, we have a secular constitution, we're not a theocracy. Now, we now have a state within that, you know, within that democratic government, within that secular state, operating like a theocracy with a parallel religious constitution. That's my problem. If Hizbah says, hey, we're banning mannequins in areas
where the Muslims
or for Muslim-owned businesses, and there's a way that the state government would track them and track their taxes, that's fine. But then you're saying all businesses within this geographical location, that is within this geographical entity of a secular country, I have a problem with that. So if we're talking freedom of religion, we need to look at it without sentiments and without emotions.
Absolutely. I couldn't have agreed more. But you know, outside of that, they also added something about morality, and I don't know how I would see a mannequin.
Let's not go to morality, because
I'll be around.
I'm trying so hard to not be sarcastic when I make that comment. I'm just going to zip my mouth.
Let me take.
Let me just zip my mouth.
I don't get it. Okay, so my story, it's about the video going around about a school, and they had this popular song going on, and you know, oh God, girl.
Yeah.
I didn't understand, first and foremostly, that there's this current trend of adults filming children doing things that ordinarily you should scold them. What was that? So why is what's the Lagos? I don't know if it's in Lagos State. I don't know if it's in Ogun State. This is where I feel the educational board, the ministry, should just get into it. And if it's a private school, if it's a government school, that school, the principal should be held. It has to be sacked. What was that? What happened to national anthem? What happened to rhymes? You know, all of that. What was that? That was really, really...
actually secular songs that are appropriate for children as well.
Yeah, but personally, there was a trend. I didn't like it. I saw people that I respected so much doing it.
Dancing to it, participating in the challenge.
That's on them. Every challenge come, we had the silhouette challenge, we had the...
Did you do the silhouette?
No, God, no.
Put your hand on my shoulder.
Put your hand on my shoulder.
I didn't do it. I liked it. I had nothing against it. I watched a lot of videos, but for this particular topic,
because they're
children, and they were on the assembly. Remember then when we were in nursery school? Exactly. When shall I see my home? Hippopotamus, H-I-P for the hippopotamus. So what happened? How did it go for
Shedi Balabala
for the hippopotamus to Shedi Balabala? Oh, in school.
I have. The teacher was in front dancing with
there's so many theories.
The principal, the whatever, those adults needs to be fished out and just tell them that this is just wrong.
No, they'll sack them.
They should
actually.
They should.
Imagine
your child coming from school and you're hearing shady blah blah blah.
Let me break your heart.
Oh, come on,
they won't sack them. Now, the problem for me is this is what we're seeing is a symptom of a much deeper problem. And it's a deeper problem in sense that, for me, I'm looking at it from the entertainment industry perspective. So I've always maintained that we do not have a children entertainment industry. Nope. It's in other places, there's
music,
there's a total
everything.
Industry for
children.
Kids. We don't have that. So look, you were talking about assembly grounds. Have you ever been to, as a parent, have you ever been to birthday parties for kids?
Parties.
And I have never met, you know, a child entertainer DJ. It's always the same DJ who DJ at adults.
I saw a party that the music they played were really, really children friendly.
Now that's like
a parent that paid attention.
And that's a very rare occurrence. That it's
very rare.
How many of them?
You are taking away the responsibility of adults, because that's why we have adults and we have children.
No.
So you cannot have a children party and you are very, very unconcerned and you allow your DJ. I mean, your DJ should already know that it's a children's party.
To the song they play.
You guys, you're still cutting it at the tip. I'm going to the root. The root is the fact that even if you say, okay, you want the DJ to play child-friendly songs, how many child-friendly songs do you have on your playlist? Our entry
fine. It's just how
where now?
It's a child. It's like a 10th birthday.
Are you not listening to the
song for a 10th birthday? So the DJ should be able to, you as a parent, to make a conscious effort.
I have been to birthday parties where they're very limited. Even parents are complaining that this DJ is boring. Play us the video.
So the adults, which is what we're talking about.
So that's an issue.
So the thing is, the songs are limited, so you get to see in those kind of parties they repeat same song. At some point it becomes boring. But you just have to pick which one you know. But you know what, we have to go on a break. Today we're not talking. We're talking high chick. Stay with us, we'll be right back.